town. Ding, 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 to town. Ding, 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 to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Good afternoon. We'll call to order the City of Murfreesboro Board of Zoning Appeals regular meeting for December 19th, 2019. First item on the agenda is a consideration of the minutes from our regular meeting from November 21st, 2019. Those minutes have been provided to the board members. Are there any changes necessary to those? Hearing none, those minutes will stand as approved, and we'll move on to new business. Our first application is a special use permit amendment request. It's application Z19033 by Mr. Scott Wyckoff, representing WSP ERI Murfreesboro JV1 LLC, and they are requesting an amendment to the existing special use permit for a self-storage facility on property in the Commercial Fringe District. And this is located at 1932 Cason Lane. The proposed amendment seeks to allow additional area on site for the outdoor parking of storage of recreational vehicles, trailers, cars, and boats. If you'd review that for us, sir.
Yes, sir. The subject property, it has a total of 6.64 acres. Is zoned commercial fringe. In October 28, 2015, the BZA issued a special use permit for a self-storage facility. In January of 2019, an amendment was made to that special use permit to allow for temporary RV storage and outdoor storage of boats on the property. And currently the applicant is requesting that the property be allowed to have storage on the property where buildings 8 and 9 are proposed to be built. And they're in phase 2 right now. So as soon as they get to building those buildings, they'll remove that parking to build those buildings. Originally, the applicant had a type D buffer on the southern section of the property that abuts the PRD. We talked to the applicant recently, and the applicant submitted exhibits that showed that a type D buffer will not be needed over there by building 7. So as staff recommends that the type D buffer not be placed there. As far as the west border of the property that abuts the PRD and the commercial fringe where the church, Salem Creek Church of Church of Christ is, we recommend that a type D buffer be placed between the PRD and the self-storage facility to shield the homes, the proposed homes from the site of the storage, and also a type A buffer between the church and the self-storage facility.
I would mention that we're actually requesting a type D buffer, recommending a type D buffer along the western lot line between the self-storage and both the church and the proposed development. The outdoor storage is generally, outdoor storage at self-storage lots can generally be kind of unsightly, and so the church is an institutional use, and the proposed condominium development that's zoned PRD, both lesser intensity uses, and there's the development to the south. There's already a type D buffer proposed along the south lot line. So what we're recommending is a type D buffer along the west lot line, in between the outdoor storage and along the west lot line there between both the church and the PRD, as well as along the southern boundary. The southern boundary, it's not a change from the previous approval. What Mr. Ware referenced earlier regarding Building 7, there is we were recommending the type D buffer along the south of Building 7 too. Mr. Ware, if you could pull up the site plan. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. If you look just to the south of Building 7, there looks like there could possibly be a view shed towards Cason Lane. Mr. Taylor corresponded with us in their interim after the comments went out, and between then and now, and there's really not much of a view shed between Cason Lane and where that outdoor storage is going to be. It's buffered by both distance and several areas of landscaping and berming, and so we concurred with Mr. Taylor that the buffering south of Building 7 really wasn't needed, and I believe Mr. Taylor has agreed to provide the type D buffer west of the proposed storage area and to continue with the type D buffer south of the proposed storage area. One thing of note is whereas the existing outdoor storage area that you previously approved earlier in 2019 is a permanent outdoor storage area, they're proposing this expansion of the outdoor storage area to be a temporary area until such time as market conditions warrant the construction of buildings 8 and 9, whether there's the demand for those. We'll be happy to answer any questions. And Mr. Taylor, representing Mr. Wyckoff, is here if you have any questions for him.
How you doing?
Fantastic.
Anything you'd like to add to?
No, I think that my client seemed to notice a difference in the lease up of the buildings themselves whenever the road construction along 99 got real heavy. And so they had already gotten under construction and I think are close to actually paving out there now. And they just, they want to delay the buildings. They think that once the road construction cleans up and it's easier to get around out there, it'll pick right back up and they'll be in to request that building permit. So it's simply a delay, it's not a cancellation, so.
Any further questions for the applicant? If not, we'll hold the public hearing. Is there anyone present wishing to speak for or against this application? If you'd come forward and give us your name and address and any comments. Seeing none, we'll declare the public hearing closed and open the floor for any further discussion or motion.
And if it pleases the board, what we would recommend is the listed conditions of approval in your staff comments. We would recommend those conditions of approval minus the buffering south of Building 7.
And the reason why we're not doing that is you're just saying you can't see it? Is that?
Yep. So after talking with Mr. Taylor about it, and I apologize, I don't have the exhibits that he sent me, but he sent me some exhibits by email that really showed where the line of sight to that area was was very minimal. It was blocked by Building 7 mostly, and then what was not blocked by Building 7, there was some landscape screening with a detention pond, and then along Cason Lane, there's a berm with landscaping that was constructed with Cason Lane, the Three Rivers subdivision. So it really, that along with the distance really made it appear to be a moot point.
I'll move to approve, subject to the staff's conditions minus the buffering to the south there.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That application's been approved. Next item on our agenda is staff reports and other business.
Chairman Young, the only thing that I have is just a reminder, and I'm sorry, Ms. King, a reminder that beginning next month, we'll be going paperless with our agendas, so.
We'll make do.
And I guess that's about it. Other than that, hope you all have a wonderful holiday season.
You as well. All right,
I have nothing.
sounds
Happy
good.
holidays.
Same to everyone. We'll adjourn.